your mind is okay. Off your mind, what you sound like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Mayegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun la mo do. Mayegun diary.
Good morning to you.
Mayegun la mo do.
Good afternoon to you.
Mayegun ti de o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun diary. Lórí Facebook.
And good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Mayegun Live.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Bó bá ṣe àní Mayegun máa wí. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary politico. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun diary. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹ́gọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Thank you very much. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Mayegun today. Share the broadcast. Yeah.
Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì.
Thank you.
Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Lórí Facebook. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Lórí YouTube. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ.
Thank you very much. So, as you are joining us, please do me that favor. Share the broadcasts. Invite those you think are connected to you on your own timeline and tell them that Mayegun is live. And once you have done that, you can sit back and relax before we have a full chat. Now, on your screen are the last 23 kidnapped victims of Abuja-Kaduna Railway. These are the victims, the last of them, to be released by the Boko Haram terrorists. As they were reunited with their families, there are other revelations coming up, because the man that was involved in the negotiation for the release of these people when this started, his name Tukur Mamu. Tukur Mamu is an associate of Sheikh bin Gumi. Yeah? Now, he was the chief negotiator between the families of these people, the government, and the terrorists. In the last 6 months, for those who have regained their freedom, they have coughed out over ₦1 billion for their freedom, including the expatriates that got kidnapped with them. Now, a lot has happened since the Abuja-Kaduna rail attack. Kuje prison was broken into, and all of the leaders of Boko Haram were released. Over 400 prisoners escaped, and none of them has been found so far, except for those they told you in the media was found there, and all that period. But more than 490 of those escapees have never been caught. So when Kuje prison was broken into, few people were released. I think it was 7 people were released by the terrorists. The government said no ransom was paid. The families of those released said they paid ransom. But on the part of the government of Nigeria, they said that they gave everything to the terrorists, but the terrorists still refused to release their victims. Among the VIP, gifts given to these terrorists since this Abuja-Kaduna rail attack, amongst them were the wife of one of the leaders of the Boko Haram terrorists that we didn't know until then, that she was in prison, pregnant. They had to give her a first-class health, sort of a Medicare, including flying her and her new baby to reunite with her husband, an escapee of Kuje prison. So they found them, they reunited them in expectation that the terrorists will release all their victims. No. What could be happening? Well, that didn't take long until the news broke. What was the news? The news was that one man, a publisher, a newspaper publisher based in northern Nigeria, very, very popular because of their first-hand information from the terrorists operating in northern Nigeria, including helping them to upload their propaganda videos. Many of you are wondering, how is it possible for Boko Haram to upload a 25 minutes video inside Sambisa, and you inside Lagos You are spending hours to even upload a 3 minutes video. I mean, it was a joke. It was a joke at the time. No other people helping the terrorists than those who have a close affinity, close connection with them. And they saw the opportunity, a money-making opportunity. How about we also be the reporter? Yeah. The ones that help report the side of the terrorist and what they have done, including what they will do, all their messages. How do we get them to the people? Yes, we do that. That put us in the middle as a middleman. Yeah, we are the middleman. For them, we are for peace. At least we have access to the terrorist. And we can tell the government and say, well, we can help you. If you want to know why they are angry, we know why they are angry, because they talk to us. They won't talk to you. So he saw an opportunity. Breaking news. Tukur Mamu, publisher of Herald newspaper, arrested with his family in Cairo, Egypt. What happened? What could be the problem? In what later came out as an investigation done by the Daura Secret Service. Daura Secret Service, the Nigeria DSS, they came up, they said, no wonder the terrorists were not demanding for money. Now, this is the latest one, the new one. Oh. But when Mamu was arrested, they said he's been collecting ransom for the terrorists. And he's been keeping some of them for himself. That was the first information when he was arrested a few months ago. Why was he arrested? We didn't know. So they stopped him in Egypt, returned him back to Nigeria, and he's been in their custody since then. Now, the new information is that the reason why these people lasted that long in the captivity of the terrorists who kept them is not because the terrorists wanted money from the word go. When the terrorists attacked, when they attacked the train on the 28th of March, 2022, their intention then, according to this new report, was to force the government of Boko Haram to release their leaders kept in different prisons, especially Kuje. So in order to force their hand, they kidnapped the people. When they wanted to make their demand known, they contacted Mamu Tukur. Mr. Mamu, we are the one who attacked Abuja-Kaduna train. We have 167 people here, but tell government of Nigeria to release all our leaders that they are keeping in their custody. When Mamu got, we don't need any money. We don't need anything. They should release our leaders. No, you can't do that. No. Those who are Fulani terrorists, those ones are making a kill when they kidnap. Listen, they will release your leaders, but we'll make money from this. Publisher encouraged them. That's the new report. In fact, that is the report that they said, according to Boko Haram's government, has kept them, hindered them from rescuing or, getting these kidnapped victims freed because somebody opened shop on them. Yeah? So he introduced money. I don't know if he's the one who also introduced the easy passage for the terrorist to open up Kuje prison with no resistance, with the change of guard for hours, very close to Abuja, without any reinforcement, without any alarm raised, until even when the people were raising alarm, breaking news, Kuje prison under attack, we don't know what is going on in Abuja, outside Abuja they are shooting, all the Nigerian security, including the prison security, they went to bed. I don't know if Mamu contributed to that. But if you remember Danjuma, Theophilus Danjuma's words, he said, they collude. But we will work with the one they have released. Information they have released, which has tallied finally to your suspicion, many of us. When you see Sheikh Osama bin Gumi, who is bold, so courageous to go on the national televisions in Nigeria, and defend terrorists without any consequences. So Mamu, who happened to be the student of Gumi, do you really think he did what he did what they said is done, right? Without the tutelage of Gumi? Do you really think? I'll show you something. It is just to kind of refresh your mind, the world you are living in right now. When you are a victim, you are just a collateral damage to those who choose what is a crime and who is a criminal, and which crime to punish, and then what is the consequences of every crime. You know what I mean? A rigged system. If you remember a while back, when Gumi was philosophical, without any consequences, it's sort of a refresher. I'll be back.
Sheikh, critics would ask you the question, how much is the cows and cattle contributing to the Nigerian economy? That will warrant a group of persons who feel their cattle have been rustled by criminals, and not by state actors, but by criminals who take up arms against fellow citizens who are suffering the same problem they're going through.
Yes, maybe about, I can say maybe 10% of the herders are the criminals, but 90% in the end, they took up weapons to protect themselves from extinction. This is the truth I'm telling you about. 90%, that's why they are ready. One, to lay down their arms. Two, they themselves, they can take care of the little remnants of the band of the criminals among them, because they don't want anybody to bring mayhem to them. So I think if there is a general amnesty, they are going to lay down their arms. They told us they are ready. So when somebody says ready to lay down his arms, you are saying no, you should not. You should continue fighting. And when they fight, they are the ones that are inflicting injury and inflicting harm to people. That you don't have there the military and the police to protect you. So I don't know what the logic we're using now. And let me give you an example, what people don't know about the Fulani. Look at what is happening in Ibadan. What is happening in Ibadan? Suddenly the Yorubas in Ibadan, not all of them, suddenly some few Yorubas in Ibadan decided to attack Hausas. Why? Because I don't know, whatever it is, they say Hausa, you see injustice going on without doing anything. If people who are supposed to be educated, who have schools, who have roads, who have any amenities of the government, can use, can suddenly attack innocent people they have been together with innocently because some other people did something. What do you expect somebody in the bush who's never schooled, who's never anything? So the Fulani herdsmen are fighting based on ethnic and tribal affiliations, just like the Yorubas are doing now in the south. In the south, the same thing, the same mentality. So Nigerians, whether educated or not educated, we need really to have another national orientation to see that how we live as a nation.
All right, Sheikh, as someone who has been in this conflict resolution advocacy for a long time now, do you think it is sustainable to continue to negotiate and, of course, grant amnesty to those who take up arms against the government and, of course, killing arbitrarily, sacking people from their farms and, of course, involved in all kinds of crime and criminality? Won't this kind of development send wrong signals to criminal-minded elements in other parts of the country who may be tempted to also take up arms against the states to draw government's attention to their plight?
No, it's not possible to have another group just like the herdsmen have, because the herdsmen, they are conditioned by the environment they live to resist.
Sheikh, we had the Niger Delta crisis many years ago, and in 2009, amnesty was granted. Not too long ago, I think within that same year, the issue of terrorism, which we are still battling, emerged in Borno State, and now we are having the problem of banditry. What's the guarantee that we will not have another kind or another dimension to this crisis from another region of the country?
Yes, well, the guarantee we have is that the Boko Haram are using the Sambisa forest as a castle, as a sanctuary for them. And the Fulani herdsmen are using the various forests in the northern states as a, what do you call it, sanctuary for them. And the creeks is for the Niger Delta. Besides that, you don't have anywhere for criminals to hide. So once we get the Fulani to play down their arm, and then we can be able to man our forest and protect it from any other group from taking it over, I think it will be over. And in fact, as I've said, the Niger Deltas were protecting the pipelines. This Fulani, the good ones, can protect our forests, and I'm sure they can do it.
Sheikh Gumi, you said that earlier that the bandits who are now kidnapping people and committing all sorts of crimes learnt their kidnapping from the Niger Delta militants because they did that some years back.
Yes, it's not, you see, behavior, social behavior is learned by induction. It's not when you see that other people are doing something and are getting profit from it, you will definitely do it.
But Sheikh, you've also said that you've also said that these people are stark illiterate and really ignorant about what's going on around them. How would they learn such vices from faraway places like the Niger Delta?
No, what I'm saying they're ignorant. They have their trip to the south. You see, the Fulani man, when he goes into the south, like the ones they have been driven away, people have seen their change in behavior. They start drinking alcohol, they try taking drugs and all these things, which they don't do in the north because their parents are there. So it's actually when they change their, what do you call it, behavior, it is when they have this migration. And it's a particular age range. Those who are the cattle rearers, when they leave their young offsprings in the north, or the older ones, you don't have this behavior in them at all. Even as I'm talking of now, it's a small range group of youth that are involved in this kidnapping. And we see how we are talking with them, and they are ready to stop this way. So I don't see the logic why there should be any argument about negotiating with them at all. I don't see.
Sheikh, you've also said these people were driven into committing these crimes because of socio-economic factors. If there were, you said there were herdsmen doing genuine jobs and their cattle were rustled, they didn't have any money, they were forced into a life of crime. If there were in that socio-economic material situation which they couldn't sustain their businesses anymore, how then did they have money to buy these sophisticated combat weapons we've seen with them?
That's a very good question for you. That's why they are kidnapping, that's why they are treating their victims inhumanly. They are extorting people to get money to buy weapons more and more.
But they must get weapons to commit the crimes in the first place.
No.
So the weapons comes first before the crime.
No. They get with weapons to protect them. Look, when they go into towns, they are lynched. They don't go into towns, they don't go into markets. So how do they get their money to protect themselves from the incursion of the military? Is to in the night they go out and kidnap rich people to get money to buy the weapons. Now what I heard even from one victim of them, when he was able to pay his money, they said, yes, we are collecting this money to buy anti-aircraft missiles.
All right.
So you can imagine. We are putting pressure on a group of people which we can use other methods, kinetic methods to palliate the issue, but we are not doing what we are supposed to do.
All right.
I know it can be somehow kind of annoying. That's the right word. Annoying. Listening to him, his logic, the defense. But what I actually wanted you to see, I hope you paid attention, because in that video was Tukur Mamu, the man that is now that happened to be the negotiator for the kidnapped Abuja-Kaduna railway passengers. Is the student of Gumi. Then I hope you paid attention to the parts where after Gumi tried to deviate from the original question of encouraging amnesty for terrorists, and at the same time, defending their, should I call it their reasons for kidnapping people and all of that. After missing all of that, then he came back to assure you, to show to us how they work and operate. You get what he said? They go in the night to kidnap rich people, and then even the last person they kidnap, when they pay this money. These terrorists, most of them, they don't even see the money. Do you know those who run it for them? They are the likes of Gumi, the likes of Tukur, and many, many more that are currently working with you as normal human beings, leaders you call them, right now. So Mamu is in jail. He's in jail because the owners of Nigeria want to keep him away for something. Not because of this. I want to strongly believe. They just have that. Because you see this Gumi, if they shake him, if a real system shake him as well, then you probably will have the entire data you need for those behind the terrorism in Nigeria in different categories. He also mentioned something when he was preferring and offering amnesty. He referred back to the Niger Delta militants. They were kidnapping people too, collecting ransom. You remember them? But that today, the Niger Delta militants are now guiding the pipelines in Niger Delta, protecting the oil that is being stolen from their land by those that are given the official right to steal the oil. Yeah? Terrorism, insecurity, corruption, economic ruin, poverty. You should be able to, piece them together, I would say. But somebody gave us a hint. I'll go back to it. That was.
I have the number of the rifle. I can send it to you by SMS. We have a confession that the media has not given appropriate attention. Kawu Baraje Alhaji was a leading chieftain of the APC, and he has confessed that they imported the foreign mercenaries who have become bandits. He has confessed. How much more evidence do you need? He has confessed that they imported them for the elections. This is public. Why is the media not following up? Why are we not asking for accountability? So it seems very clear to me and to so many others. If you're in the public space, you hear people talking and pointing fingers. The ruling party is the direct sponsor of terrorism and insecurity in Nigeria. My name is Martin Onobo. I said it. APC is the direct sponsor of insecurity and terrorism in Nigeria. Ask me for the evidence.
What are the facts?
Good. I just gave you confession of Kawu Baraje.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, Miyetti Allah made a public statement that if you want peace in your state, don't call any meeting. Provide land for Fulanis in your state. Public statement. Miyetti Allah. Miyetti Allah is a collaborator with the ruling party. We had a report that the ruling party funded Miyetti Allah to the tune of 100 billion. I wasn't there when the payment was made, but that's in the public domain. We had an official report that the government of Nigeria was going to establish a radio station in collaboration with Miyetti Allah, where Fufude, the Fulani tribal dialect, will be the language of communication. Now, interestingly,
Martins, sorry, if the audio should by any means suddenly go quiet, just keep typing it. No sound, no sound, no sound. I'll get it within 60 seconds. At least I do my best to look on the side. The screen, there's a screen beside me here, or in front of me, but on my, to my left. So when I look at that and I see no sound, no sound, no sound, I'll quickly fix it. Okay. I think my equipments are like a year old and they're outdated now, due for upgrade. Do you get that now? So please kind of scream it loud so that I won't just, speak for nothing. What I was saying earlier, when the audio possibly kind of, disappeared, is that when you look at those who are standing as negotiators, middlemen, some of them hiding behind the banner of journalism and all of that, right? If you look beyond all the facade, you will see the real movers, runners, and all of that that are sustaining this industry, this terrorism. And it is like intertwined from terrorism, which is insecurity, to the corruption therein, to collaboration, collusion, that finally will bring about the poverty that everyone is dealing with today. The main threat. But we know how it all started, and we know how it's been going. The reports that Nigeria is bleeding, I don't think Nigeria is just bleeding anymore. I think Nigeria has bled to a comma. But you have the master propagandists in charge of all your institutions as a government. It's like having a strong hold on you. But you are not seeing that physically. Well, you should, by the way, you should feel it. That's exactly what you have. There is no way you can turn to and get any reliable data that can actually show to you, because they control all those all those mediums and all that. 750,000 barrels of crude oil stolen in Nigeria every day. And guess the people, well, put it this way, just a few weeks ago, I would say maybe about 4 or 5 weeks ago, the reports came that Boko Haram's government awarded the contract, security contracts, to Tompolo, a once declared wanted militant leader from Niger Delta. So he became the pal of government. In this regard, he had a deal. His deal was to help them protect the multi-billion dollars pipeline that they have laid from their backyard, where the oil is, is being tapped, straight to the desert and God knows where else again. Now, the owners of the oil became the Maiguard for their own, and they'll have to watch it from other people stealing it. But it is, Nigeria is like, Nigeria is being run like a cartel. Do you get that now? Like your government, the people that are like it's like a cartel. I don't know where to start from. I mean, police are supposed to provide security, or protection, but they are actually the ones, aggravating and assaulting the same people they are supposed to protect, and in fact, framing them up, even killing them. You expect the military to defend the country and defend the people from that within the country. No, they are incapacitated in doing so, but they are so comfortable in unleashing them, in killing the same citizens that they swore to protect. That is, everything, whatever is like or put it this way, whatever is like, on the right with the rest of the world, when it gets to Nigeria, it's going to automatically turn upside down. You won't even know if it's to the left, to the top, or to the down. No, nowhere to be found. So they gave him the job. So you're going to start helping us to protect the pipeline. No explanation. Because the Navy, the military. Thank you. So thanks so much for quickly raising the alarm. Thank you. So I was saying something about those who were supposed to, like, ordinarily keep us safe. It's their job. And it is in their own incompetence or, in fact, collusion that we are all left vulnerable, unsafe, and poor. Okay? Nigeria government is run like a cartel. You know, a cartel is where all that matter is results, which is the profit that comes from it. Anything else doesn't really matter. And even if people have to die for whatever reason, for any excuse or whatever, they will be termed collateral damage. So that's how a cartel run. You have Navy that gets budgets every year. You have other security agents that, you know what I mean? And then you have your oil, exploration region that requires 24 hours of surveillance due to the report that you are losing more than half, or well, nearly half of your supposed daily production, which has cut down your production, at the same time, cut down your revenue, and now you are running on deficit for the fifth time. For the fifth time in 5 years, so to say. 5 years budget. So don't worry, I have kind of sorted the audio. If yours is still acting up, I'm going to advise that you should take a cue and come out of it a little bit and go back in. Okay. So I got the message. I got it when somebody said that the volume was low. Okay, I got it. But for now, if your volume is still low, do me that favor. Okay, just come out of it and go back in on whatever device you are watching from, or just tap the button and push it up a bit. So you have seen the level of damages they have done in the areas of insecurity. You have seen what that has contributed to the economy, where people can no longer really grow food, except for the fake data that they continue to share to back up what cannot really be, in any way that doesn't comprehend with the reality out there. So Tompolo got a contract that Nigerian Navy and other Nigerian security agents couldn't do. And that job, like Sheikh Gumi was suggesting, that job was to protect the facilities of Nigeria, as long as it's going to bring profits. Wherever, anything else doesn't really matter. So Tompolo, with the journalist, came out, and you know what he said? He found. They found that, you know what I mean? They found that there is a pipeline, a loading point from Excravos in that Niger Delta, 4-kilometer pipeline straight into the Atlantic Ocean. You get that? Well, Tompolo just discovered that. That is something that, if you want to believe it, they say it's been there for 9 years and undetected. Do you really believe that? Do you really think me and you, let's even say we are from Niger Delta, you and I, or let me put it back to you. Let me not put myself in. If you are from Niger Delta, can you tell me that it is so easy that anybody, just anyone, that wanted to do it, can just lay pipeline and tap into the Nigerian, crude pipeline, and tap into it, and they are pumping hundreds of thousands of crude oil into a waiting ship 4 kilometers away, ship on the Atlantic Ocean? Do you think that is something that an ordinary person like me and you can do? Over time, we've had reports. The reports of the Nigerian generals, retired generals, colonel, and this and that. The same people that are saddled with the responsibility of keeping those, But it is a different business for them. They opened it because Nigeria is run like a cartel. It's like a cartel. Everybody can pretend that it's not happening. Everybody can talk about it. They know. And if they want to make it look like, oh, something is, oh yeah, we just discovered. Oh yeah. 1 point. That singular point. They don't know how many points. Oh, that singular point that they said Tompolo discovered that has been in existence for 9 years is pumping over 250,000 barrels of crude oil every day. Do you even know what 1,000 barrel is? Now one drum, oh. This one, no, it's not 1 liter per liter. We say per liter of oil, and no. You see that one drum, now barrel, that's in that big drum, blue drum, that's the barrel. I'm gonna take it to the bank. Imagine now pumping, you see those blue barrels, pumping that 250,000 of that into a waiting vessel on Nigerian water, Atlantic Ocean. That come on, man, that's not something you and I can do. That's not something that, no matter how smart you think you are, no matter how criminally minded you are, no militant can even do that. You know what is going on? Nigerian military, Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian Navy, the militant, and the rest of them is a full, underwater out there is a full business. And that is what has contributed to more environmental damages, environmental degradation, environmental destruction. Marine life destruction. In Niger Delta is a big den. If they no burn you well, if they burn you well, you know if you go there. Is there. But Tompolo don't discover them. It is breaking news. Everybody's acting shocked. But there are countries taking this oil from Nigeria. Do you know that? Just same way. You will be wondering. All these millions, all this ransom, how are they getting the money to the terrorists? All these guns, who are those bringing them? 167 unmanned borders entered Nigeria. Nigeria has 167 unmanned borders, which anybody can walk in, walk out whenever they want. And 92% of this border, making of making of 149 or so of this border is located in northern Nigeria, middle belt part, which is a part of the Cameroon and on. Yes, go and check. That is where everything is coming through because they allowed it. Yes, they did. They do. They allowed it. That's why I said that it is Nigeria is being run like a cartel, and you shouting one Nigeria, you are the commodity. At the same time, the collateral damages, whatever happened, they don't care. Somebody made an explanation that talking about the collusion, sometimes you may not understand. How is that even possible? Like, how could Nigeria, as big as the 200 million people, 200 million, and the criminals who are in charge or angling to come on and then be in charge, they are coming on to take their turn, sit them down and say, yeah, sit down there. Can you tell us all the borders that entered Nigeria? You that want to, I'm just saying, maybe that would be too much, Abby. Okay, tell us the major ones that They have no idea. Even me no get idea. Where are the Nigerian border? I know about Seme border. That's the popular one. Which other border do you know? The rest are what? They are just baskets. You know what I'm saying? And in most cases, it is deliberate. So they divert their personnel to protect and guard criminality that is running and bleeding the country, contributing more to the poverty that they are leveraging on all the time. This soldier who survived, one of these Boko Haram fighters, by the way, I don't know if you remember this.
I'm an ex-soldier, Sandra.
Oh,
What
good.
is just the Nigerian soldiers,
Yeah.
Sandra.
Yeah.
Usually the next. I was in the battalion,
Okay.
and we were fighting Boko Haram, Sandra.
Okay.
We went to war.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a left-handed person,
Okay.
so I'm a sniper. I was one of the best sniper.
Okay.
So I was shooting, no morale, nothing, no pay, no means of communication to my family. My father thought I was dead.
Oh.
I was fighting, I was shooting. One of our soldiers shot me, Sandra, on my ribs.
Oh my
Sandra.
God.
Shot me on my ribs. They said in Hausa, it means that I kill people too much. I was fighting, Sandra. They shot a woman and her daughter. I was trying to save her second child, Sandra. I was running. They shot me, Sandra. I was barely breathing. It takes the grace of God for me to survive.
No, I'm sorry. They shot you on purpose?
They shot me on purpose. They say I too they kill people. They said in Hausa,
I don't understand what that means. You too they kill people. What does that mean?
It means I kill Boko Haram too much, Sandra, because I was one of the best snipers, Sandra. I don't miss my shots. I'm a left-handed. I don't miss my shots. That's what they said. No morale, nothing. No pay. Sometimes. No pay, Sandra. We just fight. They need to investigate them, Sandra.
Did you retire did you retire?
Sandra, I resigned.
Okay.
I wrote a letter and I resigned. I don't want to do the job again. I don't want to serve the land again. I don't want. It's really, really pathetic, Sandra, in that army. There's a lot of fraud things happening in the army, Sandra. I don't know. Seriously. They need to investigate the Nigerian army, Sandra. A lot of things. You see, when people are fighting, they're killing Boko Haram, Sandra, you just somebody from nowhere will just shoot and just kill the best shooter there. Just for him to die, because maybe they are gaining from there economically. For him to just die and to stop shooting people for there.
That's a very strong allegation. You're making very strong allegations.
It is true. They shot two of my friends. I will send you evidence. I follow you on Twitter. I will send you evidence. They shot two of my friends. They are dead now, Sandra. They shoot you. You will go. These people gain. I'm telling you.
Unbelievable things. You will just be there like, you want hear stories, eh? When you go hear stories. When you talk about collusion, collaboration. Somebody just reminded us that Nigeria is a crime scene. That's so true. It is a crime scene. And that is why people of clear mind continue to explain to you that the reasons why this is upon us is because the writers of the scripts that everybody is acting, they are so cool with the way it's being directed. They are writing it. You can tear the whole thing up and tell them that, no, you're not going to be part of that script anymore. You know what I mean? 750,000 barrels of crude oil stolen every day. And we are talking about between 250 million to 400 million dollars every day, running into over 3 billion or more dollars every month, going into the hands of unknown people. But to also, few of them are known. But to government, Nigeria no get any surveillance to know where and the country taking their 750,000 barrel of crude oil every time in Nigeria is because when they begin to dig, you will find the same set of people. Therefore, they don't want to dig. So, let everybody pretend that we are shocked. 4-kilometer pipeline for 9 years. Oh my God. I'm so surprised. No, come on, stop acting. The people from Niger Delta will tell you there is no shock here. Okay? They just want you to react to a breaking news. After that, my brother, just go back to your old news or other news as well. Because it is business. Aluta continuani. Business continuani. Nigeria will continue. I have been hearing about oil bunkering since I was a teenager, when I've been buying and reading newspapers in Nigeria. I have been hearing about oil bunkering. I have known about it. I have read researches, report to, newsy. Since I was a teenager, I've been reading that. So today, if they say something there, I don't actually need to be like, eh? No, come on, stop acting surprised. It is Nigeria. And I remember what this Senator Adeyeye said, just on record. The problem with this, because you see, if people are allowed to run their own affairs in a more transparent, democratic way, as they have chosen, if you have investment in oil in your states, you would have to protect it. You would have to protect everything that comes out of that oil, won't you? Because the lifeline of your people, of your state, your meeting up with your expected public services relies and depends on that. So you will protect it. No cabal, or you won't need any militant to help you protect that or help you guide the pipeline where you know what I mean. And then you won't need the terrorists, kidnappers to come and help you provide the security against kidnapping, like Gumi was suggesting. It is what it is. Like this senator said, just a flashback too, something to let you know that that we are here today, or where we found ourselves. It is not by accident. It is by the machination. It is by the orchestration. It is by the scheming of some certain criminally minded people, old as many of them are now, but the system itself is older than them because they are just sustaining the system. This place we found ourselves today is not by accident. It's not by our own making either, but it is by the master, scripts of the owners of Nigeria. And eventually we will tear the scripts. Don't worry.
It's the credo of our republic. It says unity and faith, peace and progress. The truth is, whatever a man sows, the same he will reap. And that goes for a family, that goes for a tribe, that goes for a nation, and that goes for a multinational republic such as Nigeria. When a nation or republic cannot keep faith with justice and with the truth, it will never achieve unity. It will never achieve peace. And it will never achieve progress. Mr. President, sir, one of us quoted from this constitution and went ahead to make prescription for how to move forward. I dare to tell this nation today that this is the problem. This constitution can never give us progress. This constitution can never give us peace. This constitution can never give us unity. And unfortunately, most of us in this National Assembly, we don't have the spine to face what we need to give this republic to have peace and progress. What do I mean? This constitution has 68 items. 68 on the exclusive list. This constitution has only 12 on the concurrent list. And those 12 are written so nebulously, so fraudulently, that you know that the intention is to even undermine those concurrent lists. That is why those who want unity and peace in Nigeria must first remember that the name of our republic is not just Nigeria. The formal name of this republic is Federal Republic of Nigeria. Unfortunately, we don't run a federalist system in Nigeria. Otherwise, what is so unique about all those things that are in the exclusive list? We used to have a parliamentary system, and then we wanted unity, we wanted peace, we wanted progress, and we therefore said we are going to go with a presidential system. Honestly, there are many presidential systems in the world that have peace and progress. I can't quarrel with that. But we must put in place the same safeguards that presidential system across the world put in place so that you can have what it needs to run the society. In this chamber, we try to federalize the police system. In this chamber, we failed. We failed because we didn't summon the courage, the wisdom, the tenacity of purpose, and the vision, and the understanding of what is making nations across the world to work. A man from Otukpo was the DPO in my local government when I was chairman. The man did not speak Igbomina in an Igbomina local government. The man did not speak Yoruba in a Yoruba local government. Every crime is local. And the solution to every crime is local. The earlier that senators in Nigeria summoned the courage to say, we should not continue to deceive ourselves. I know that police is costly. If we are going to allow some states to have police according to their own wishes, therefore, we must revisit the revenue formula, such as more money go to states. States are where the people live. States are where the problems occur. States are where local ingenuity can be brought to solve local problems. We have only two.
In other words, let us break up this old fraud and let us all go back to our own different localities and develop an idea that will prosper us, protect us, and guarantee us the desired living that we want, not just for ourselves, but for our children and children. That should be something that no one should be up against. But that idea is against the intention of the owners of Nigeria. Do you get that? But don't worry. I know they are giving you hope and all of that. One man who just came back from London refreshed, Alhaji Tinubu, the Aṣíwájú or the Aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò, Aṣíwájú àwọn the Jaga bandit, the Jaga addict, okay, I think I'm saying it too much anyway. He said he is the hope that you are looking for. In his own words, he is back. Whatever the old rage, anger, and all that is about Nigeria, oh yeah, check. Maybe Tinubu will give you a motivation. He is back, in his words.
And I'm happy to be back to my fatherland. And Nigeria should expect a very intelligent ability to think and perform. Nigeria should expect that the help they needed is here. The hope that is almost teetering is back and back actively. And we hold every effort to the country of patriotism, dedication, capacity, and ability to do the job. Not negative thinking, not the fact that Nigeria has failed. This country, or this continent, is the greatest of all, and we should be a help. If it's rebuilt, we are builders. If it's construction, we are constructors. If it is assurance, we give Nigeria that we definitely will make a better country out of it all.
You know, can you see that he's kind of a sharper? Don't forget about the slow talk. That's how even 10 years ago, even 20 years ago, maybe not as slow as that, but that's how he talks. But do you not think that they are trying to make him look kind of sharper? Your sugar daddy vibe is giving it to you. Congratulations. So that's it. The hope you are looking for and every other thing is said in there, they are back. But somebody said Loriro. Exactly. But as we can see, it is almost without anymore. Yeah, almost without. Not with Nigeria, by the way, because you see, the people who brought this upon you, or the people you brought or you gave power to bring this upon you, for those of you who are the Buhari idiots, especially, they are not done. No, they are not. What they did, that brought this massive poverty, joblessness, and all that, including the devaluation of Naira, indebtedness, and all that. And all of that, they are not done. No. Today, Boko Haram submitted 2023 budget, and in that 2023 budget, it's a total of 20.5 trillion naira. Now, more people are poor today in Nigeria. More people are jobless in Nigeria today, which means less money for your government. But these guys are not done. In that budget proposal, Boko Haram want to spend about 4 trillion naira on fuel subsidy. That would be the 8th year or more. That's one of the things that makes me kind of I don't like you if you are either for or anything. If you have anything to do with APC, like I don't like you for real, but I don't hate you either. Okay, like I just don't like I don't like you because you are not honest, you are not sincere, and it's sad that you probably don't even see it as anything. There's nothing bad in that. So in my own book, in my own word, right? You lack shame. 8 years. 8 years ago, in that your mouth, you are everywhere. And all this importation of fuel, everything will first end. I lie, Buhari. Buhari built refinery. Buhari that never constructed nada in his life. They said, he constructed refinery 30 months. Now he said he's going to give you one refinery every year. One refinery every year. My brother, the 8th year, is what you are now using. They said subsidy was a scam. Subsidy is a scam. All of this thing. Now rich people, you know the story. Now, refinery that they met, they are all dead now. No single one is constructed in 2023. In this year, they budgeted 5 trillion or so for fuel subsidy. Remember? Now, this year, your NNPC has been finding it difficult to remit any money because they are losing the oil to thieves. And the remaining money they pay to them, they are using that to pay for subsidy. no refinery, no nothing. Economy, shambles, right? 8 years. So next year, they want to spend almost 5 trillion again, 4.7 or so trillion is what Boko Haram is proposing. And by the end of the year, early in January, yeah, you begin to hear the small messages that says your fuel price is going to go up again. You know why? So in their budgets, they can no longer pay what they paid for this year's subsidy. Now, they don't have the money. They don't have the money, but they are budgeting for it. Inside their 20 trillion budget, they have another one put aside, 6 trillion naira to service debts. You know, Nigeria debt is now over 100 billion. You know that. That is over 45 trillion naira. Do you know that? And you know that your naira to a dollar today is over 730 naira to a dollar. It was 199 naira 7 years ago, my brother. Just to remind you. Hope you remember that. So the debt of Nigeria has crossed $100 billion. So they would have to borrow more. Now, to service that debt, in the 2023 budget, they have budgeted 6 trillion naira to just service the debt, the loans they've taken. That's all the gbese they have at hand, to make sure that the interest on the gbese, to pay the interest, not the gbese, they are paying interest on the gbese. So in the budget, 6 trillion. Do you know how many schools that can actually fix? Do you know how many medical centers that can equip? Do you know how many medical practitioners that can train? And many other things that money can actually go into for you. When you wake up and they say, healthcare for 200 million people, we are budgeting 10 trillion for it. Now, take a look at the oil they are stealing from you every day. And the total of that every month. So we are talking about nearly 2 trillion naira lost to thieves who tapped your oil because they have the power to do it. They are the one that are supposed to protect those pipeline in the first place. So they decided to steal it. So who is going to report if the oil is missing? Or who is going to report those behind it? Now you are losing all of that in a country that they want to forcefully force together. Even when they cannot, they've shown it time again and again that this is a big mistake, forcing and keeping us together this way. But imagine if they have 10 trillion, if they have 10 trillion for education, 10 trillion for healthcare, 10 trillion naira for this, 50 trillion naira for that. I'm talking about no loopholes, no rogues who are chasing you out of your ancestral land only to turn them to their caliphate and all that. Imagine if you don't have all of that, and the only way you cannot, you will stop having all of that is if you let everybody go their separate ways. They will promise you hope. They will promise you this and that, but you have no idea that these guys have no idea of what they are doing. You don't have a clue that those who are promising you future, those who are giving you hope, they have no idea of what they are talking about. They don't. We are going to lift 10 million people out of poverty. We are going to build this. We are going to construct this. They have no idea of what they are talking about. Because in reality, they can't give you any goddamn thing. Nothing. Nigeria is not structured that way. And that is why, if you understand what we are missing, if you understand what the children are losing, if you understand what the environment is suffering, seriously, you will understand that those who are promising you future, promising you this and that in Nigeria, it is either they are like scammers that they are, or they have no idea of what they are talking about. And as for you, you have no idea what you are consuming from these guys. They will tell you a lot. Yes, politicians will say anything. They will say anything and everything. but it is all talk, no action. But unfortunately, there are consequences, there are victims when they fail to give you what they promise you, because what they promise you, none of them can give them to you in this type of Nigeria. Now let us think. So when somebody say one Nigeria, and you say no, you are just ignorant. You have no idea of what you are talking about, right? And they automatically turn out to say, yeah, you hate Nigeria. I don't know why you hate Nigeria. It is the same ignorance that will make them say that. Seriously? Hate Nigeria? For letting you know the obvious? You see those who are telling you, united Nigeria, united this or that, and the rest of those and all that, they have no idea of what they are talking about. Sit them down one by one, and ask them to tell you how they are going to achieve all they are saying to you. Then you will realize it, that they have no idea of what they are talking about. They don't have any clue. And those are the people you are putting your life, your future, your hope, your aspiration, your dream and everything. You are putting them, you are gambling them and putting those in their hands. And they continue to burn you and burn you and burn you again and again and again. I mean, come on, give yourself a break. That Senator Adeyeye made a very, very good, sort of a presentation there. You cannot fix the problem in Yoruba land with the same architecture that you want to put together as Nigeria. It is not going to happen. Do you understand? In Niger Delta, the degradation, the stealing of their supposed natural resources, right, and everything they've done for so long has deprived the people of that region, the young, the old, the opportunity to experience life, to live life. And you know what? Generation after generation, the desperation continued to grow until it grew to a point where you have what you are witnessing today. Owners of oil, never given real education, deliberately miseducated, and intentionally armed. Because, yeah, that's what Nigeria is. And today, the owners of Nigeria oil, they are now the Maiguard for that same oil. While the entire environment remain cash cow for those who are profiting from your, from your own disaster, so to say. It's all deliberate. You can't fix that. You can't fix Yoruba land with Nigeria mentality. It's not possible. Nobody can promise you anything and they won't give you anything. You just set yourselves up every now and then and say, oh yeah, that's our hope. Let us take back our country, take it back. All those things, right? They are false hopes. That if you pay attention very well, I'm not going to say they don't like Nigeria, not all of them. But it's either they are professional con men or they just don't have a clue of what they are talking about. Just same way you are saying that I possibly don't have a clue of what I'm talking about as well. But that's it. When they say that all insecurity or all problems should be in a way be treated as local, it's because, when people are allowed, right, to decide their own affairs, in a way, there is this survival instinct that is part of the human DNA. If you know that if you fritter something away with the connection, the connectivity of yourself, the people around you. I'm talking about from where you originally come from, which is as a Yoruba, for example. There is that connection. There is this connection that kind of will make you want to. Your patriotism is never going to be in any way divided or non-existent, because there is connection. There's going to be connection that says, we need to make this place a greater. This is our land. This is where we come from. And the better we make it, whatever we have here, we must utilize them for our own, to our own greatness. You know what I mean? It means we decide the pace at which we grow without any interference. And you protect and guard all you have. Like, if you go to out to the West, you see how much they protect all they have, because they will say, this is all we have. If we should lose the control of this country, we've lost everything, and we have, you know what I mean? So now there is connection there, which means everything that is in you will yearn for positivity for that land. Nigeria doesn't have that. Are you not saying it? 62 years of independence. You will think the angels were not born. Some are saying that, maybe the angels are dead already, because it keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and it's going to be worse and worse until it explodes. The explosion stage is where we are now. Oh, the beautiful ones are not yet born. Who told you? There are those that will tell you that we have seen the good old days. We have seen the better days. That is on this Nigeria. So the beautiful ones and all that are here. Nigeria, like in Egypt, in the Bible, is to kill the star in you, is to kill the courage in you, is to try to overwhelm you, is to try to humble you. And they do all of this through what we call childhood indoctrination. All of these things didn't happen to us by accident. I keep saying that to people. When you talk to people about the situation in Nigeria, which everybody knows about, and then you begin to talk about what you think should be the solution, and then you see the majority are in a way indoctrinated to think in a certain way. It is what it is. Nothing that happens to us is by accident. They all happened because they were all planned, we were all programmed and indoctrinated to be what we are for a purpose that they believe that we have to serve. If you jump out of that, that schedule, then you are considered a rebel. And it's not going to be a difficult job to turn the mob on you. That is why when you tell people, right, that listen, look at this, listen, we shouldn't be so vile towards ourselves. We should be human towards ourselves enough. Like black to black, Nigerian, and that stuff. But the reasons why we will continue to hunt ourselves down and then continue to target ourselves as the system has managed to do. No matter how much you preach the peace, the unity, we are one, we have good people everywhere. Yes, we do. But on a larger scale, is that exactly who we are? Or we are just good? Only when it has to do with those that we have connection with, mostly tribe, ethnic, and all that. And Nigeria is a place whereby when it is time for everybody to bear his own father's name, you know what I'm talking about? Everybody quickly take their own side, and you begin to wonder, are you not supposed to be Nigerians? They say, oh, no. You cannot be talking to my Igbo, you cannot be saying all that nonsense about the Igbos, and you wouldn't expect me to reply back. How dare you say that about the Yorubas? And you'll be like, but you're supposed to be Nigerian. Come on. You know what I mean? So if somebody now says, you know what, that is the beginning, that should be the beginning of whatever greatness that we might have in our different imaginations as a people. Let everybody handle their own affairs according to their own choosing, and then according to the resources at their own disposal. In this case, it seems everyone is blessed, but the system made us so lazy, dependent that when you hear the word, let us go our separate ways, handle our own affairs in our own way, and deal with our own thieves in our own way. Everybody, not everybody these days, right? You just see a lot of people, they just switch into the panic mode. Easy, it's not easy to just break up now. My friend, listen, we're having a chat, okay? You asked for what should be the solution. I just gave you one. Now, whether it's going to be easy or it's not going to be easy, how about we make it a conversation at first? Like, be interested first. I mean, you don't have to run. You don't have to choke on it. You don't have to get into a panic mode. You don't have to become so scared. And I mean, you don't even have to get into any angry mode. But in most cases, see, people will get angry. People will kind of deride you when you talk about Biafra, when you talk about Yoruba nation, who are Yorubas themselves, who are Igbos themselves, and they kind of run into panic mode in most of the times. Is because the system, listen to me, the system indoctrinated us, programmed us, until many of you found out the lies. And today, you are the rebels. That you have found the light doesn't mean that others have found their own light too. But when next you see them switch into that panic mode, into that angry mode, when you tell them like, okay, what's the solution? Can you then tell us the solution? Then, give us the solution. My brother, the solution is this. Let us all go our separate ways, okay? Let us all, chase our dreams as a people, wherever that dream is going to be. Let us all design and decide how our destiny should be in a way acted. Let us be part of the future that we are going to feature in. You know what I mean? They switch into panic mode because Nigeria conditioned them as that. That is why it's so easy. When the system is ready to reward those who can give up, the people who have decided to jump out of that queue, the queue of the Mugus, who listen to politicians, who promise them heaven and earth, something that they have no capacity of doing, but because they are con men and it is their trade, they can repeat that same line every 4 years or every time they have the chance of repeating it, and people will believe them again and again and again. So if you don't believe that, there's going to be people who have to let them know who didn't believe and why they don't and what they are planning. So they easily find the saboteurs from those who are indeed the victims of the same system. They say, yeah, come, what do you hear about that? Oh, those guys are saying that they want to break away. They are saying that we need to begin the process of mobilizing ourselves so that the people can demand for this and that. Hey, so you know them. Yes, I know them. Yeah, take this token. Take that car. Give us their names. And the rest, we'll kill those who will kill, we'll exile those who will exile, and we'll jail those who will jail. Then we'll scare everybody to know that don't listen to them. They are rebels. So we have told you, we are building a country, a great country, that your children, they are going to be eating belly full. You are going to be able to feed your family. You are going to have a job. You're going to be safe. All these things that they don't have plan or capacity to actually do. That's why I said that it is either they are con men, which they are, or they have no idea of what they are talking about, and you believe in them is the one I'm talking to right now. When politicians, OBO, OBO, Tifnumbu, Tifko, Kwakwanso, Showore, my brother, if every one of them telling you that they have something for you, if they have the chance in this bracket, Nigeria, trust me, it is either they are like career con men, or they have no idea of what they are talking about. You see, that issue of Niger Delta oil theft has been there like in perpetuity, and it is turn by turn as usual, okay? If they kill Tompolo tomorrow, they will find another Maiguard in Niger Delta that will take the money again and continue to protect the pipeline for the thieves, taking them officially from. But in a situation whereby they are in charge of their own affair, trust me, if they have no other means and they have no other place that they can call their own, if they have no other means of getting funding, so to say, call it a source of income, like Nigeria is tapping it, right? If they have no other, they will protect those resources. They will protect your environment. They will protect you, the people. They will invest the money in you, the people. If they want to cut down the militancy and the rest of that, they will do all of that. And guess what? Why they will do all of that? It's because there will be no Abuja to run to anymore the moment Nigeria breaks up. Even if it starts with regional autonomy, whatever comes first. You see this Nigeria you are seeing right now, no matter the lies you've told yourself and the one you are telling yourself right now, throw the ant fan, throw it up at 1 million times. It is always going to land flat, face flat. It is what they want. Now you they dream beyond what they have programmed you to dream. All your dream, what Nigeria will be great. All those things, they are in your own imagination. There are people that are older than you. Listen to me. They were younger when they had similar dream like you. Trust me. They are in their 50s now. There were those who actually participated in Nigeria independence. Do you want to think how they felt? Do you really think, do you really think whatever you have in your head right now, whatever you are reading anywhere about Nigeria right now, that is giving you that false hope as you are watching me right now, do you really think it's going to be comparable to the young ones who participated in the Nigeria independence 62 years ago? Can you imagine? Can you compare the joy, the expectation, the feeling, the hope? Can you compare that to whatever you are building now and what is happening in Nigeria today? Those teenagers, those children, they are grandpa, grandma now in their 60s. Ask them, what do they think about it today? They will tell you, all hope, dead, lost, and all of that, because it's true. But you see, the moment you break up this chain, the criminals that are aiding and abetting your underdevelopment, your growth, your progress, I'm talking about the criminals that are paying you to go to Mecca, to go and stone Shaitan, the ones that pay for your flight to Jerusalem, to go and pray at the tomb of Jesus and other prayer mountains for your problems, for Nigeria problems. The real criminals that you are supposed to be walking about with a bag of stones, as they said, stone us if we failed. Do you get what I mean now? Those are the criminals. They will have nowhere to run to. There will be no Abuja to run to. If they try to run, that means they are crossing the border. They will be declared fugitive. The first thing is that when they run, they will never come back. Do you know that? Yes, that's one good advantage of this idea. And whatever they have promised you, like I said, those promising you, they are con men or complete, ignorance who have no idea of what they are promising you. And you have swallowed all those promises, haven't you? But when you have a system whereby there's no more Abuja to run to, if anybody run from Aba, enter Ore, now another region, another country in the soul. That means if he's your leader in Eastern region, Biafra, and he's commit all your politicians, if they commit any crime, there is no Abuja to run to. If they cross Onisha Bridge, they are in another country. So that means, number one, is a win-win situation. You will declare them wanted. Number two, since they run, they will never come back. Whatever they might have done, whatever they might have stolen, they will never come back. Do you understand what that means? That is the kind of power that breaking up of Nigeria will give back to the regions, will give back to the people, the one they stole from you in 1966. January 15, 1966. So that's one positive thing about us staying on our own. You will protect your border. You will provide and control your region. Listen, it is the same thing in Yoruba land. If any of them don't commit any kind of infraction against the people of Yoruba land, if they cross border from Ogbomoso, enter, what is it called? Ogbomoso to Suleja, no, not Suleja. There is this Jeba. There is this place after Ilorin to Jeba. Once you cross the border, you have crossed the country, you will be declared wanted. But Nigeria is protecting them. Same thing with all of you in northern Nigeria. Arewa land. See, terrorists who have destroyed the economy of the north, the politicians who have destroyed the education of the north, deliberately created the mass poverty, unemployment. In other words, they created the booming market for terrorists in northern Nigeria to continue to recruit young people that they are giving excess drugs to commit all this terrorism as well. You see, if you have a one nation around that time, the Olori Brukus, the Weres, the Masha Fanis, that you call the Monafiki, that you call your leaders, they will not have an Abuja to run to. And if Abuja is still part of you, well, I bet it won't be your capital. It will be border with Benue, border with the people that won't be part of the north. You know that, If they want to run away, they will either run away to Chad. You see all your porous border in northern Nigeria, they will be interested in keeping them safe because you are never going to be this quiet when terrorists are having field day. Where would they have free money to pay the terrorists in the first place other than to tax you? Do you really think you'll be this quiet with this terrorist if all that is happening today is happening in Arewa Republic? I'm just asking you. That's why they would never allow you. They don't want you to even think about it. They're asking you to pray for the better Nigeria. We need to work hard. All of us need to work together. All of us need to be united. All those words, they are just buzzwords used by the business owners of that Nigeria. As long as it is this, you and I, we can continue to kiss freedom a goodbye. So there's no plan, there's no future. They are borrowing against your generation unborn. You know that when they take loans, that will take them 60 years, 80 years to pay back. And we are talking about the people in their own 80s, in their own 70s, taking loans that they are siphoning, they are stealing as well. Loans that should be repaid at exorbitant interest rate, loans that will be paid back in 60 years, 50 years, 80 years by your children that are not born yet. That's the future Nigeria has for you. Have for you. But it may not mean much to you right now because you have been programmed to be like that. But to those of you who actually got my message, we are all in this together. That is why I said, when the whole implosion finally, boom, it is ideal for you to remember that this wasn't how it all started. This isn't what we signed, our progenitors or our own forebearers signed up for. So if it explodes, when it explodes, remember, we have a nation to build. You have one to build. If you don't forget that, it simply means, all the lies told you by the business owners in Nigeria, these business career criminals in Nigeria, they have washed off you. They have washed off you. And as they have, they will remain washed off. Just go out there and multiply. The truth, they say, is constant. It doesn't die. Truth don't die. Keep saying it. You see all this mess, If you know better, seriously, you will never waste your time in praying that things should be better alone. You will be acting and working in making it better. And the number one way of making it better, like we say all the time, if you love Nigeria or if you love Nigerians, please break it up and save lives. Or else, these news are always going to be coming your way until you probably will say enough. And then we'll have enough number that will say enough and mean it. Except for that, we are on it. I'll put it that way and I'll leave it at that tonight. So I am also going to open my line just for a few minutes. Okay. It's the ritual. So we'll try and have that for a few minutes and then I will call it a night. So I still have a cup of tea. So if you want to be part of this, and if you have been part of this all night anyway, you can still stop by and just, like the broadcast, share it if you haven't, and then maybe subscribe if you haven't as well on the channel. So the line is opened and the number is WhatsApp call only as we speak. So give me a sec. Hello there.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening to you. How are you, sir?
I'm doing very well, brother. My name is Adewale, also known as the African Wahala.
The African Wahala. How are you? And that is from, do I get it right? Is that Toronto or Ontario? Tell me.
Yes, I'm in Alberta, Western Canada.
Alberta. Okay, great. Now, thanks so much for opening the ground. Opening the floor tonight, Baba. So everybody can hear you. You've been listening, haven't you?
Yes, I've been on the show all through. You know, there was a point I had to go out and come back in. You know, it's always very educational. Sometimes we have to take the entertainment aspect of it because we can't continuously dwelling on negative energy that Nigeria offers us all the time. You know, so that's where we find ourselves in.
Yes.
But I just wanted to let people know that we are dealing with a dead body. You know, Nigeria, this is my perfect analogy. A dead body that you're trying to resuscitate, to bring back to life. It's not going to be successful, period. We are wasting our time. Anybody still believing in bringing up Nigeria? And the truth is, people are emotionally attached to this because you've been indoctrinated right from childhood to believe that this is my country, I love my country.
Yes. And it is your fault that it's not working. Because if you want it to work, it will be working. As if to say, indeed, it is your fault. I mean, it's all here. They put everything here in our head.
It's the indoctrination, bro. It's simple. The indoctrination. Listen, we have poor countries, poverty-stricken countries that surround us.
Yes.
Look at Togo, Benin Republic, Niger. You know, those guys don't talk about breaking up their countries because they are not hopeless. Their countries are not dead yet. They still have, you know, when you find someone that is extremely sick and is at that point of, you know, you can still give him some drips, some oxygen to keep that person alive. That's where those countries are. But in Nigeria's case, a lot of us are asking for the country to break up because we finally realized that you're wasting your time still holding on to a dead body. Just put it in the ground, bury it and let it go. And we can come out with newer countries that can be hopeful. The truth is, eventually, when we get our newer countries, we're going to have a lot of problems for a while.
To deal with,
But we are going to be hopeful. That hope is still going to be there.
Yes.
We would have a chance to have a future, have a country that we can pass on to our kids.
Yeah, we'll be involved. Not some people in the room writing the script and asking us to act them. So this time around, at least we will be involved from the birth of the new country to the build up of that new country. I mean, who doesn't want to experience that? I keep wondering.
I just don't get it. But I mean, you know, this Nigerian situation, it has turned a lot of us into all types of scientists. You know, you start studying human psychology because you wonder, how can these people be supporting their murderers? The same people that kill you every day and you love them. And you're just wondering, like, what's wrong with these people? You start doing some research. You are checking out information on the internet. What is going on with human psychology? But that's what Nigeria turned you into, a scientist. Anyways, with that being said, I thank you so much for this opportunity. And one last thing before I dip.
Yeah.
One final thing. The obedient movement. Oh, I love it. I'm not an obedient because I'm not even a Nigerian. Me, I've already mentally
you are a fan. That's the word there. People who are like, you know one thing, make us say something, African Wahala, because there is this saying, right? That if you see anybody who takes offense because of anything you say about Tinubu, and they start their line like this, me, I am not supporting Tinubu, okay? But I mean, Tinubu is still the best. They said it is a fancist statement of somebody who actually supports Tinubu. So if you start your statement with, I am not an obedient to, but people say you are a closet one, but I will let you finish. Go on.
My brother, see, anybody that wants to think anything, I don't owe you an explanation.
I know.
Feel free to think I am an obedient. Feel free to think I am I don't even call him obedient, Sentobi supporter. Feel free to think I am a Sentobi supporter. Feel free to think I am an Atiku or Tinubu supporter. No problem, that's your business. All I know is that eventually the movement of Sentobi will be what will galvanize the breakup of this country. Because after they are disappointed, we're going to have more extremely frustrated Nigerians that would have crossed the line. They will come and join us and say, listen, man, let's just agree that this
and that is due to the self-awareness that people now have these days. People now know, are interested in what is going on around them now. And they are involved, we must admit.
All thanks to social media. All thanks to social media. But thank you so much, my brother. I have to touch base, as a lover and supporter of Maiguards Diary Political.
Thank you for all you do as well,
great work, my good brother.
Thank you. African Wahala.
Yes, sir.
That's Prince Adewale. Hello there.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa. My brother, how are you?
One name, not easy.
So you're back. One name.
Yes, I'm back. Long time. My good, salute to you as usual, always spilling the truth. And, opening our people's eyes, there's a lot of work to be done. Our people, I just don't understand. The Stockholm Syndrome, the level of the Stockholm Syndrome is on another level. It's past anything on the scale, And the thing is just like how much they're in love with the oppressor is mind-boggling. You see something is wrong, and yet you still go back to expecting to get like a new result. Some kind of outcome. But no matter how they look at it, this thing is going to crack and it's going to break. I mean, it's starting to resonate with a lot of people. They're starting to wake up now. But yes, we want this whole P2B stuff to let them go and so they could be disappointed and watch the balloon pop. Once the balloon pop, now reality will set in, But I don't want to say
the obedient believe that if there's going to be any sort of a surprise in 2023, it's going to be the surprise that majority of us are going to pick up our jaws from the floor where they will drop after Obi is sworn in as the next president. Not that it's going to be rigged as you are expecting. They are so strong within their belief that the only shock that will shock all of us is when Obi is the president. So, well, I mean, history, Baba, they say in Yoruba, they say whatever you are going to use to tell a story, you will see it in this life. You're not going to come from when you are born and say, oh, I want to tell you a story when I was in heaven. Baba, calm down. Tell us the one where you are here so that we can talk to witnesses. So if that is going to be the shock, well, I'm in for it. Aren't you?
Yes, I have my popcorn ready, and we're just watching the clown show. That's all it is, a clown show. But let me not hold you up. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Always.
I'll keep in touch.
Thank you very much.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa.
All hail Biafra, all hail Oduduwa. You stay safe, Baba. Thanks so much for stopping by. I have another person on the line. Here we go. Hello.
Hello, my good general.
Hello, sir. The Prince. Hello, Prince.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, my good general.
Yes, sir. So you are live. Everyone can hear you too. Prince Judgeman. For some reason, I don't know what happened to your line. Are you there? Hello? Okay. Let me try somebody else and I'll take your call again if that should ever come back, okay? The Prince. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, sir.
My
yes, sir.
Baba.
Alpha.
Mobile Balogun jo pasekere made loyole.
Yeah.
Baba. Mo like the program ale Oh yeah. I'm gonna mix it up, boss, honestly. Because I saw the program from the beginning. City con a sniper, everything. I don't know what people want in that country. Do you understand? Look at their rally, look at everything. Because me, I look at pictures and I listen to what people say. Do you understand? But when you look deep into the pictures, you can see the categories of the people. It's Tinubu and people they are targeting. They have been using these people since 1966.
Yes.
You understand? And they are using the same tactics, the same thing, and people are people are still in abject poverty. You understand?
Yes.
And Baba, I watch your program a lot. Do you understand? Ọlọ́run á máa bá mi wà pẹ̀lú ẹ.
Àmín, Baba. Àmín.
Ṣé ti yẹ? Ọlọ́run á máa bá mi wà pẹ̀lú ẹ. Kò ní ṣíṣí, kò ní ṣílẹ̀tẹ̀. Ṣé ti yẹ?
Àmín.
Now,
so much, Baba.
I'm going to point out other things again. I'm just going to go into that poverty that they are using,
please,
to weaponize all these things. Do you understand? To buy war and photos, look at the obedience. You can tell these are educated people. Do you understand? Lots of people don't know what I'm look. Should hear anything. Me, I'm not profiling anybody. You can't see.
Just observing, pointing out what you know, and that's all things we all see too.
And it's what they have always been doing. Do you understand? They are using they're using the old things. Look at all this looting, Baba, all these billions of money, all these people.
And what those things
and people wonder why. It's not a rocket science.
It is not.
And you wonder why you are starving. You understand? People are there, they are stealing billions and billions. Do you understand? And you are wondering why people are starving. It is not rocket science. It's not rocket science. You understand?
I mean, there are corrupt countries all over the world, yeah? For 62 years, Baba, for 62 years, electricity became a miracle. Healthcare, a miracle. Education, a miracle.
It costs nothing.
Or luxury.
The grassroots. In the grassroots. Me, because I have people over there. You understand? I have millions because I come from a very big family. So now I know. You understand? I know what is going on.
All this, exactly. Many of us know now. You know one thing, many of us didn't even pay attention to some of these things when they were happening around us until now. You know, that's why some people said, Mayegun, I swear to God, every time you speak, you sometimes take me back to 10, 15 years ago, me. Because all these things were happening. I didn't see them as anything. Until now, I started feeling like,
all over again.
Yeah.
All over again. Do you understand? The same people, the stark illiterate and people that don't know nothing left from right. They use them all the time. You see them in their millions. They are being fed propaganda and being told.
Ayé Sàràkí ní Ìlọrin táwọn èèyàn ti máa lọ ń queue táwa ti mọ̀ kékeré mo ti mọ̀ táwọn èèyàn ti máa lọ ń queue sílé àwọn bàbá yẹn fún oúnjẹ fún owó. I was like this. It was like a normal thing.
Ó ti wá wọ̀ gan. Ó ti bàjẹ́ gan táwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ mọ̀. Àwọn èèyàn mọ̀ pé nǹkan ti bàjẹ́ gan. Ọlọ́run ọba táwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ mọ̀. Ọ̀dẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ ti ṣẹ́kẹ̀lẹ̀ a máa ṣe the same thing. Ó wá mọ̀ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ bàbá. Ṣé rí advocacy fún Yorùbá nation? Ó sì máa padà wá because ṣé rí gbogbo kọta tí àwọn Tinubu àti Britain tó ń bára wọn fà yìí everything ó máa kàpú gbẹ̀yìn. Gbogbo síbi ká jókòó sí iná gbogbo ẹ̀ tó máa happen lọ́dún tó ń bọ̀. Thank
you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for stopping by, Baba. I appreciate that. So, and I think Prince Jejeman is back. I don't know what happened to your line. The Prince, you're there?
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know. Maybe it's network or somehow.
Okay,
I don't understand.
So, everyone can hear you, by the way. So you are back. The Prince.
Yeah. My good general, thank you so much. Today they're hot, so
no, we have to tell ourselves the truth. And sometimes, if you want to tell the people the story, you need to go back to the origin, just some few flashbacks, so that you can help them to connect some certain things. Because you know, Nigerians and us, people like to pretend that they are surprised. Oh yeah, let's pretend that we are shocked. But it's nothing shocking. It's just that you know, you need a little reminder, and that's what I did tonight, Prince. Adios.
Honestly, Baba, you see, when you talk about Betrayal, when you are during your presentation, you know, the Betrayal is the representative of the terrorists, all the terrorists in the forest.
Yes.
You know that I know the state of Nigeria that are terrorizing the nation. You know, and they have office. They have office in Asorok. You are aware that they have office
and
in
Asorok? They represent the Fulani terrorists that are internationally identified as the 4th deadliest terrorist group in the world. Go and Google it. Continue, Prince.
Exactly. You see, my good general, this, you know, when you during your presentation too, you showed us Onovo, the one that former presidential candidate.
Onovo.
You know, the one that was Onovo that was explaining.
Martin, I think his name is Martin. He played the video I played earlier. Yeah, I remember him.
Exactly. Thank you very much. You see, you know that man, he said it authoritatively that APC is a direct sponsor of terrorism.
Even Kawu Baraje, former PDP, former PDP secretary or something, before joining APC, confessed to that too, just to back you up, Prince.
Thank you very much. You see, why I'm touching this aspect to connect where I'm going. You know, what Nigerians do not know is that Boko Haram is the one that they are the one that have hijacked the seat of power in Nigeria. You know, that's why they make sure that nepotism, they use nepotism to hold the arms of Nigeria. Okay? Now, my good general, have you seen anywhere in the world where terrorists is in power and they willingly hand over democratically power to any elected government?
You can't put terrorists and democratically in the same sentence. So I have not seen one, because democracy and terrorism, in this case, like terrorists in power, I mean, come on, Afghanistan is an example. So I've not seen one.
Thank you very much. You know why I'm touching this aspect is for all these people that are running up and down with all the atrocities that the Fulanis have committed in Nigeria. They are very, very scared. They've brought all the Fulanis from all Africa, and they make sure they plant them in all the forests, hoping to establish Ruga, and from there, local government area, and from there, representatives to the national level, and they will make sure that they have the number. Yeah? So politically, when you go, politically, they are there. When you come to vote, they will tell you, go to the National Assembly, and bring your matter, then they will vote. So by number, they are more than you. Okay? So they know that. And they make sure that the arms, they circulate the arms within themselves. You know, they know that the power is within their hands. So my brother, you know, we just have to tell ourselves the truth. Because you see, all these people, my prayer is all this obedience and the Miloko and this and that. You see, when you are showing Tinubu, you see the two people that are beside
I actually
you.
saw
When you look at their face.
He smiled there.
Yes.
And when he smiled there,
you know,
that even became scary. Yeah, go on.
And you see, whenever Shetima is talking, even when he's talking about peace, it's scary. You will see that finger that Boko Haram, where you see Shakao, whenever he's talking, that finger that is always pointing. That is a sign of Boko Haram. You understand?
Anyway,
that is their sign. Whenever they use finger.
Thank you.
My brother, thank you very much.
You are
Our
so
people,
welcome.
Now,
you know what I wanted to do just before you go, you know, just to make sure that we use our time well, before I call it a night, okay, is to remind our people about this. All right. How is the plan going, by the way? The rally, the walk.
The 1 million march. 1 million march.
Yes, 1 million man march.
Live and direct. Yes.
So one in Liverpool, the other one in London.
In London.
Great.
Yes,
and
16th and 17th of October.
God bless you. 16th
October
and 17th.
2022.
Everyone is invited.
It's going to be massive. It's going to be massive. Indication is that the whole world is coming to London.
Beautiful.
If you are not there, you are missing out.
You are missing. I am me. Don't make me feel bad, because now I'm going to have to go and break my colo to possibly come down, or even drive down to one of them possibly. But Prince, thank you very much. For tonight. Let me take another one.
God bless.
Stay safe.
Yeah,
nice one. So we have another person on the line. Hello. Hey, Ahmed. How are you? Wow, how are you, Baba? So you also want to add your voice to this tonight, Baba?
You know, I even call respected of that audio where you play.
Which of them?
That Sojaba. That one where you
that one that called into Sandra's Sandra's program on Nigerian Info. Yeah. Go on. I think you know that's not the first time I'm actually playing that audio. I intentionally played it today just to help my illustration of collaboration, collusion, even within the system, so that it doesn't sound like
you're going to spend now. You don't.
Otikpe is like about 2 years or so, or even 2 years. Yeah, I remember.
You see that? Nigeria, in talk say he resigned from Nigeria. Emil being that the kind of we see our to join military in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We went through like from secondary school, NMS area.
Right.
You know, I went to NMS when I was at the age of around 11. I was around 97, 98.
Okay.
Yes. So you go through that school, you do like 6 years, then you graduate and become a student. So around 2003, 2004, when we graduate, I come join the military. I served Nigerian Nigerian military until 2007 when I left.
5 years, or how many years is that?
From that 2000, I graduated 2004. So I started
2009.
Nigerian military like
years. Wow.
Yeah, that's like 3 years. So I started like because by the time you enter SS2, that is, we call it Summer 5.
Right.
So by the time you enter SS2,
right.
you're already
a trained combatant in a way.
Yes, you're already
and all
so
that, you're not deployed.
You're not deployed. So by the time you enter SS2, you need to done the round up everything.
So you don't already join the reserve at that young age.
You're already enlisted and everything like that. Yes.
Right.
From that 2004, we graduated. Served until 2007 when I left. See, when I leave Nigeria, I know tell say I won't go down.
So you just
do my own visa. I just leave. I just go out. And normally, if you go out like that, if you search for you, they don't see you. All those kind of things.
And when you go back to Nigeria, they didn't hold you when you return back to Nigeria because
hold me for it. I don't commit any crime, bro. I don't commit any crime.
I thought it's a crime when you go a war on them. It's a serious one, isn't it?
If you go a war, see, they're not serious. Well, serious me. Because if they're serious, that should be an offense.
Ordinary.
That should be a big offense if you go a war. But because Nigerian army, how many soldiers they don't go a war? We don't get out. Nobody send anybody now.
If they don't see you, they don't see you with that.
If they don't see you, they don't see you with that.
God.
They will look for you for 1 to 2 times.
They can pretend to be looking for you. But if they don't see you in here 2 years,
they don't see Baba, you don't go. And your money,
somebody else will be taking
it. They'll just freeze your account.
Oh, will they freeze that? Are you sure?
If they freeze the account, Baba,
they will freeze yours and divert
from army. Yes, they collect the money from army.
Odigos soldier niye. Odigos salary.
Yeah, Odigos. So you see, they don't care about anybody except themselves. That is why everybody is try by all means.
I actually feel sorry for the real soldiers. Some of you who joined them for real.
Most of them, no. I go just they love them if they say they don't go join them. Marco Mayen, they go into that.
Amedo, do you know that I actually wanted to join the army in 1996 when I got into my own secondary school then, and it was because Dia, General Dia.
General Dia.
In fact, no, 1995, I think. Yeah, well, no, 1995, right? So they haven't arrested him then. So they brought the forms to Odogbolu Grammar School. All of us young people who got inspired by Dia and all of that. So I picked up the form. Do you know my intention of joining the army? I was going to join the army, and one day I was going to plan the coup, and I was going to be the president. No joke, me I no dent. All these ones that people suffer in army, they beat you, they do that, they do all of that stuff. Sure, you get me now. I'm saying this publicly. It's not the first time.
I swear to God, my tell that rebel your own.
I swear, I picked up the form now, Nigeria NDA form. They brought it. We are supposed to be privileged lists from Odogbolu with Dia.
You see the way they even bring people into the army.
Yeah.
The slot mostly goes to the north. Most of the slot goes to the north.
I would have gotten the one for Odogbolu then.
When I joined the military school then, you see, through Ogun State, they mean no state military house, Ogun State. Yewa South. But they mean low. So through my own side, but now from north, we work everything through our things. Now from there, me I get my own just do them because I've been get godfathers like that with the Brigadier General Convent. So then I can't be saying a person to say right from take when I grow up. I know the hear what.
Okay, you are stubborn. You even have the body.
I just stubborn, bro.
You have the body.
Cause problem.
I know they cause too much problem. Amedo, I know they too cause problem, right?
If you go,
wait,
yes.
Now years later, I looked at my secondary school picture when I wanted to join the army in my head that time. I don't know, maybe I was maybe 12 or maybe 11 or 12. I can't remember my age then, right? Baba, and I was like, we're going to boy, size of no wonder they told me that you know, they just told me that no, you wait till next year. By the following year, they said I should wait till when I get to GS2. By the time before I got to GS2, they've arrested the deer. And we saw him on TV. They put chain on his eye. I was so shocked. I was a young boy. I was so shocked. This is deer that will come to do. Will be counting cars.
You can't get one car. You can't get one car.
Wait now. A young boy will be counting cars when deer come to do. And that was what motivated me. Like one day I'm gonna be president. This one is Vice. Look at Vice. Imagine president. Imagine Abacha. Imagine how powerful it's gonna be. I was a boy. So they said they won't take me. So I should wait for a year. Baba, go to 6 months. Want to caution is deer, let's say. You want to they can do this to deer. So you see, so they can do this to deer.
That one now one simple line for you.
No, immediately. Go dream with soldier and dead straight. Immediately I said I wanted to be a lawyer.
I won't even give you one. You see that thing happen for that line, you will just pick up. Nigeria can happen to you anyhow. It can kill your dream.
Yeah, top to
not
bottom.
Be better dream. You see, say that now dream, but it still kill dream. You get passion, you want to do something.
Yeah.
Nigeria still kill that dream somehow because you need connection in everything. So what am I trying to say in essence?
Yeah.
People that you see them trying to cut corners because they feel big will come, somebody will come. See, anybody will come, nothing with the feel here. They don't feel care anything. Everything don't spoil. He gets one guy who be saying reserve for US Army, who be saying and him work together, and reserve for him, reserve in work.
Right.
The guy na South Sudanese. So we dey get conversation with him every time. But sound like say na just 10 years back then break away. Sound so people are in that kind of thinking say if we break away, where are we going to start from?
Yeah.
Where are we going? Where did you meet yourself? Ibo Wibolo Wagogo. So they think, let's just remain that one Nigeria. It has been all worldwide. So they have known us worldwide. Those glory, our musician, our we have all those celebrities, most of them that go abroad, they know that these things cannot be because they are just using that Nigeria to project it. But that name Nigeria is a thing to everyone. They don't know that it is a thing to everyone.
You mean to say to me, Ahmed, I have said my own. Sure you get, anybody can promise anything. It's a two thing. Now, number one, is either the person promising you of what they are going to do if they become this or that in Nigeria. It is either their career con men and women. It's their job. It's not your own job. You don't know it. But it's their own job to lie to you that they will do this or that when they know they can't.
Yeah.
Or they are just ignorant. You know that kind of thing that you'll be like, why can't they just share all the oil money? Why can't they just do this like you would do when you sit down, beer parlor talk? It is Nigeria, my brothers and sisters. It is deliberately set up that way. Yeah, Ahmed.
How many of them made they go watch Okuta Panel? Made they take their time watch.
And all that's exactly. That's another one.
They will still get some kind of insight.
Some ideas of what their system is all about. Exactly. And it's not changing.
But you see, most of the people you see today, all of them are one really talking around to Tinubu. You see, most of them, Elebiniwo, Onjelonwa, as I said, Elebinigogo. But you must say, if it doesn't be, if it doesn't long one day, poison of a and that poison ain't go kill them.
And you know the kill sharp, if they kill slowly. You know that kind of hunger we go catch you. Where you go, they wish like say, if you this hunger, if you won't kill me. I mean, which kilo leto you now? Tanimo shit, who are offended? We are going to starve like this. If you won't kill me this hunger. You know that kind of hunger.
In your own thing, they are going abroad,
for
going
medical
to do
care.
things abroad. Medical care. And you people are dying backwards. But you are here still supporting madness in trenches. the trenches self go. Oh no! Come on! Say and we. Is a pain me. Oh man, do me. Oh, I did tell you.
They say when matter pass to cry, sometimes you just have to laugh. Nobody say you the laugh. Oh,
if person comment back, I will just say what say.
Likely.
What beer without I don't understand.
They say mind. Ahmed, mind is a very, very powerful tool. Sure you get. If you have to make sure that you use it carefully. If you don't use your mind, somebody else will use you. Or they will use it for you. That's exactly what we are witnessing. We can take this one, and then we are getting closer to calling it a night. I have another caller on the line. Hello there.
Hello, Mayagu.
Hello, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. My name is Okechukwu. I'm calling from Cambodia.
Okechukwu from Cambodia, you said, yeah?
Yeah, I've been watching you for more than 2 years now. This is my first time.
Thank you. Okay. How are you?
Yeah.
What time is it? Let me ask you something, right? Okay, Chiku. What time is it now in Cambodia?
It's 4:15 a.m.
4:15 a.m. Does that mean that you've joined us around 2 a.m. when we started?
Yeah, I watch all your programs. I watch all the programs.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. And that means a lot, by the way. And to everybody who is watching from other part of the world, that our time, is currently not, in the same, I would say thank you. I appreciate that too. Okay? Good enough that you are able to get through to add your voice tonight. So you have the floor.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes. I want to say something. I've been listening to you. You are doing very, very well.
Thank you.
And I want to ask you just a question. Do you ever think that somehow something will happen in Nigeria and Biafra we go, this is where we go, and everybody go. Without
you have been watching me. Okay. Yes. Your question is very straightforward. Yeah. And the answer is going to be very straightforward as well. Yes, my answer is yes. But in order to explain, right, they call it elaborate. On this program, I have stated that this and this only is our way out of whatever we are witnessing today as a people in Nigeria. It can be mutual and it can be decided by the people peacefully without any blood being shed, okay? That has been my position. Yeah. And I've also spent hours, and many of you have spent hours watching my videos, okay? The message that I've put in all my videos is that, listen, you want this, I want that, we all want this, but we know there are forces that doesn't want this, okay? But no matter how much they try to hold it, no matter how much they try to suppress all the views that are opposing to this Nigeria, something is going to shift. These guys are going to outplay themselves. For now, they feel invincible. They control everything. Nigeria is going nowhere. But their mistakes continue every day to push us to that stage. So answering that your question, do I think something is going to happen? No, I don't just think. I know that something is going to happen. Something is going to shift soon. Okay. But the reaction that is going to follow that will be the determinant whether all of us are going to go our separate way right away, or for the first time, the real conversation of, do you want to still be part of Nigeria or not? That conversation for the first time will become a national conversation. And I know that won't happen until something happens. And that is where we are waiting. Do you get that now? I absolutely believe.
Yes, I got you.
Yes.
I got you.
So, I have no doubt. And that is not 100% in our hands, by the way, right? That is not 100% in our own hands, okay?
I have something to chip in.
Chip it in. Because I know they are doing a best job to break it up as well.
Yes,
but go on.
I have been thinking about all this. I listen to you. I listen to Nnamdi Kanu and all the people. we've been doing our best. I've lived in Cambodia I've been in Cambodia since 2008. I live in Cambodia for over 14 years. I have
nearly, if I say.
Yes, I have 4 kids in Cambodia.
Wow.
They've never been to Nigeria.
Imagine.
I go to Nigeria alone, and looking at this year, I was thinking that maybe this year, but I don't think so. I think I will wait till after the election.
My brother, okay, no be only you. Sure you get, no be only you. No. Listen, there are many people like yourself from Nigeria like that, yeah? They have beautiful families that they would love to reintegrate with their families back home, build that family bond, stop doing video calls and all of that. But situation in Nigeria continue to make everybody to have a second thought. Like, even if I have to go, I'm not going to put my family in
the way I see this is, I think the Igbos and the Yorubas, the way I see that, I think we have finished. They have really dealt with us.
No, I wouldn't agree to that.
I think that,
I will explain.
I think that
you will tell me what you think.
Why you think that? Tell me why you think that. And Yoruba come together.
Tell me.
I think that until the Igbos and the Yoruba come together and begin to work together sincerely, not just a show of coming together on the TV or on marching. Yes. I think if we are talking about a united Southern Nigeria, because Nigeria came together on Southern Protectorate and Northern Protectorate. So I think when we continue to go divided, it doesn't make. We continue to do the same thing, and it doesn't work.
Without us uniting on a purpose, like something that we can all relate to, something that we can all say I have a connection, with. Whether you are Igbo, whether you are Yoruba, whether you are other tribe, everyone from Southern, I love that, right? But you know, one thing that is putting a sort of a barrier or a wedge between all of that right now is because those who have the leverage, the upper hand, by the virtue of the position they hold in the society, be politicians, religious leaders, community leaders, and the rest of them, they have all failed to imbibe, in a way, to imbibe that comradeship, sort of a camaraderie, feelings among us. But rather than do that, at every given opportunity, okay, they always kind of sow that seed of that discord. And I don't really have to go into details of all of that, but that failure is on those who have the chance of uniting us, but they failed in doing them. Now, that responsibility is now resting on the people like us now today, and the generation that will come after us, who knows the damages that this division has done to us, okay? And can begin to build on something that unites us. Because when it comes to where we are today, we need leadership, a real one that really unites the people on a purpose. That is lacking right now. Yeah. And you can blame that on, you can blame the division among the people on that. Imagine now, for example, let's say we have people like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who is pro-Igbo and pro-Biafra like that, okay? In Igbo land. And we have those who are like pro-Yoruba and then what have you in Yoruba land. And these people, right, they are the people we have in the authority, for example, but they are pro-Igbo, pro-Yoruba. Now, situation has gotten to this stage that everybody knows where we are. And suddenly they are like, you know what, to save ourselves, okay? There's no point in beating around the bush, okay? We are going to go this direction or that direction, and nobody's going to betray anybody. I'm talking about those who are pro-Biafra, pro-Yoruba. Imagine if those are the people in charge right now. Do you really think we'll be facing what we are facing right now? We'll be suffering what we are suffering right now. Do you think we'll be begging to say Igbos and Yoruba should come together, or Southern Nigeria should come together, if the people who are pro that region are those in charge? So for us to make a difference, is resting on us. That leadership will change, and the situation, or let me say, what will happen, will eventually change that. And except for that, we have a long way to go. Yeah, I do believe that.
Let me say something. Hello.
Yeah, go on, please.
I want to say that because I have looked at so many some countries, some countries that are still fighting to to get independence one way or the other.
Yes.
And you look at some situations in some countries in Africa, you will know that in this present world, nothing comes. Nobody gets their freedom from appealing to their oppressor.
No freedom is free. Do you get that
now?
now?
From appealing from the oppressor to free you.
You take it. Sometimes people don't take it. Okay.
Yeah.
My brother. You know why people are not able to take it? I use the example of the Yoruba political representatives and the traditional representatives, right? Which I also use the Biafran political representatives and the traditional representatives. See, if the people who have the real authority, for example, if they come together tomorrow and they give Nigeria an ultimatum and say, we are going to declare an independence Biafra in the next 90 days. And the people are going to decide that, like what you are witnessing in Russia right now. Sure, you get. Having that authority, like you said, it's not because they have that power. It's because of what they are controlling. So if all these Igbo governors, Niger Delta governors, and the rest of them with the mass amount of resources that they control, imagine if those resources are really under their control. That is the leverage they need to talk to any other authority or power all over the world.
We can never get those people.
Sure, you get.
You can never get this elite to do what you are saying.
That is why they will never make all those declarations. The only thing that could do that is when you are, look at that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's in the IPOB movement. It was so strong. It was so powerful, that the only people who felt threatened, they are not Fulanizo. It's not Buhari. Igbo governors, Igbo political class, Igbo elite. Because you know what that means, right? That revolution, if Nnamdi Kanu should use that, for example, to whip all of them, they will all lose relevance and they will all lose their place and seats on that negotiation table in Nigeria. So what did they do? They quickly called for help to help them crush it, kill them, and do whatever it takes. And that's what they are still doing today. Now, if you have something like that, that is kind of
only force.
Do you get that now? Now, wait, now, only that energy, if that energy ended up being the energy in charge of government of Eastern Nigeria, now one single declaration, Nigeria will not bring bomb like they did in 1967. They will open up negotiation. You know why? Because it's like holding them in their scotrum, okay? Within the first 1-2 weeks, the rest of the world will begin to drop Nigerian stock, because everything that will back that up for them is because of Nigeria still being part of Niger Delta and all of that. You get that? But as we speak, the people that could do that are the people buying guns, are the people recruiting people to hunt down those who are educating people to get out of Nigeria. You know why? Because they are the only people who could have made that easy. But if they're out of the way, Nigeria is not that hard to break down completely. Trust me. When you kick out the saboteurs from within, out, the one holding the gate, we call them the gatekeeper. Okay?
They will fight back. They will fight back. They will always fight back.
They do. Because they have the upper advantage. They always have the advantage.
Exactly. They are fighting back. If Yoruba want to pull out, they get some Igbos to suppress Yoruba together. And if you want to go out, they get some Yoruba to suppress the Igbos.
It is.
This is the Fulani system. And it has been like this for years.
The day, we replace those who are their yes men in our midst, and we stop giving power to them. That day, from that day, they will have no Yoruba to influence. They will have no Igbos to influence. The moment they no longer have them, then you can start counting the days. But all of that, they are just the theory that came before this 2023 charade. This 2023,
just like you said, just like you always say, let us hope this election will create that problem.
It is not open. That's what I'm saying. If you heard me well, right? This is no longer about open anymore, okay?
I am hoping that they will deny the obedience.
Wait. This is no longer open. To me, it's no longer open. This is a disaster waiting to happen. The only shock you will get, is that if the system that we know will muzzle them, will rig them, will threaten them, intimidate them, brutalize them, do everything to demoralize them. Okay? If at the end of the day, that system collapse, you can say, well, the battle is half won. So we can pick up our jaws from the floor. But as expected, right? If the system do what they do best, muzzle them, rig them, brutalize, do all of that, and eventually declare themselves. And these guys still maintain this tempo. You see everything we said all this while. Everything we've said all this while about, the Yoruba political leaders, the Igbo political leaders, they are playing saboteur and the rest of that. I want you to cross them. Do you want me to say that again?
Yes. Okay.
The moment they push this so much till the time they will do their elections, right? If they ever do it, are you with me? And the system, the gatekeepers, they muzzle them, and it is obvious that they rig them or what have you. Okay, you see everything I told you about Yoruba leader, Igbo leader, and the rest of that. Just cross them off. It's going to be the start of the Titanic. If you don't know the irony of Titanic, the ship didn't sink once. It took a while for those who are smart to jump out of it. So when the explosion, boom, you know, go say, they're not going to tell Yoruba, they're not going to tell Igbo. They're not going to tell Southerner and everybody say, it is time. More go our separate. I mean, watch out for it. So it is, their 2023 is pregnant. And nobody have a clue of what is going to give birth to.
Oh, thank you very much for this clarification. It was really helpful. Let's continue.
You should have a good one, Baba. I appreciate my time with you. That's like 15 minutes spent with. Okay. Sometimes I kind of get myself into it, have a chat, because I know that even though I might be speaking to one person, I believe I'm actually we are speaking to more than just one person, okay? So I have, sorry, I lost that. Thank you very much, by the way, for your time. I am going to call it a night now. The reason is because I'm actually driving a long distance tomorrow. So I want to say thank you once again to every one of you who stayed back, watched Maiguards tonight. Watch this from the beginning again if you joined us midway. I mean, read the caption, read the description on it. You know, I just pick, all this conversation face by face, one after the other. So you are going to be kind of good to go if you watch this from the first 6 minutes upward. And thank you once again. If you haven't really dropped your offering, you can do that now before you go. I mean, I'm going to see you some other time. Okay. So to everybody who called in, to my super chatters, to the commenters, to the, everybody, thank you. I'll see you again when I see you. So good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Mayegun Diary politico. Mayegun Diary Mayegun #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun lẹ́nu.
Mayegun dayare na ibi nọ́mbà wá.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun dayare na ibi nọ́mbà wá.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà gbówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Mayegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.